Who's your favorite character in the Cory King cinematic universe? Mine is most definitely Cory with 2 T's.
Feeling ratchet.
Girl, do you remember when Elliot called this look by Simone?
I said, come on, ghetto drag, yeah. She was given this character,
right.
This caricature with the do-rag and
right.
everything.
That's crazy. Anyway, I love Cory King.
I shake that ice.
I think Cory King is incredible. I rooted for her when I saw the Meet the Queens video.
Wait, that was so good. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, some girls sit here and they're like, a lot of people think that I'm like really a bitch, but I'm like actually really nice. Like, oh my God, do something else. Do something else.
I thought she was so funny. And I thought she was gonna like mollywop her season. And then I watched the season and she didn't. Cory kind of flopped like all around. What did Willem say about the come hither?
You know what throws me off? The fact that she has the nerve to do come hither nails like that with no nail on. Don't do handwork if you don't have a nail on.
So fierce. But like after the season, she's probably the most successful from the season. Like even more successful than Anya, and she won. So like, okay, let's be honest. This video, there are my glasses. I'll put the glasses back on. It looks cunty. I'm giving like Billie Eilish, but like, I'm not giving Billie Eilish. There will be Cory slander in this video, but I do love her and I do respect her as a drag artist. And I think her yellow look was very sickening. I don't care what y'all are talking. They're like, it wasn't opulent. Girl, shut up. Shut up, Michelle. Ew, Michelle.
Ew, Michelle.
But honestly, this isn't a video about Cory King, really. It's kind of using her and Shake That Ice. Shake That Ice.
Shake that ice.
It's using that kind of as like a case study to explain some broader things with drag. Whatever, you'll see. Watch the video. It's kind of fierce. I made a video about Plain Jane 9 months ago. I made one about Katya, and now I'm doing one about Cory King. Like the Boston Divas. I don't know, Diva. It's getting rather hunty. I think this is gonna be a shorter video. Actually, I don't know. I have a lot of things to say. Anyway, so there's this idea of a simulacra and simulation. It's from some guy. I can't pronounce his name. It starts with a B. Jean Baudrillard, literally no idea.
Bonjour, we are looking at how to say the name of this French sociologist, Baudrillard.
Did I read the book? No, I didn't read it. All I did was watch a couple things about it online and read the Wikipedia articles. But that's more than you did, okay? It's really complicated. Like, the simulacra, trying to understand it was really complicated, but it's partially because, like, it's French philosophy, and I hate French philosophers. They try and overcomplicate. Like, there's no need. They'll have things that are like, they're good ideas. They're things that like is intelligent, but they just try and make it as complicated and messy as possible for no reason. And this is no exception. Here's an example, okay? What does simulacra mean? What's the definition of simulacra? The definition of a simulacra is a copy without an original. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean a copy without an original? I was so confused. I did not know, like, I couldn't understand what it meant. I'm like, you need an original for it to be a copy. In order for it to be a copy, it has to be girl, what are you talking about? Girl, what are we doing? Girl, what are we doing? And I just kind of wrote off because I couldn't understand it. I'm like, well, maybe it's just not for me to understand. So I kind of didn't read too much into it for the next while. But then I saw this diva on YouTube, forgot her name. I will be referencing her because she kind of slayed it. And she defines simulacra. She goes, a copy without an original anymore. Which makes so much more sense. A copy without an original anymore. Okay, that makes more intuitive sense because then it's a copy, but the original thing was whatever. And that made sense to me. Like, she uses the metaphor of a map. So you have a map that is like a one-for-one replica of a place that existed, right? But let's say as time goes on, the place that the map depicted gets destroyed. It gets trampled over, people build stuff on top of it, and then we don't even know if what the map is depicting even existed. We don't know if there was this place because all we have is the map, which is saying, well, this used to exist, but we don't know. So a simulacra is a copy of something where the original no longer exists, or if the copy has become so abstracted and has become a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy that it no longer resembles what it used to be. Okay, and here's another example from this diva. Everyone shout out to this diva, go subscribe. She uses the metaphor of pumpkin spice latte. Oh, it's an earthquake. So say, okay, you have a pumpkin, right? A pumpkin is a real thing. It exists in its biology.
It's biology.
You have a pumpkin that exists, okay? Then let's say you have a pumpkin pie. It's a level of abstraction. It's called a pumpkin pie. It's like a perversion or a distortion of a pumpkin. It has pumpkin in it, you know, but it's not pumpkin. But like, you understand why it has the name pumpkin in it, because it has pumpkin in the pie, okay? Now you have pumpkin pie, we have a pumpkin spice latte. A pumpkin spice latte does not need to have pumpkin in it. Actually, the majority of pumpkin spice lattes do not have pumpkin syrup in it. What they have are spices that remind you of the flavors of a pumpkin pie, which has pumpkin in it. So it has the name pumpkin at the front, it's pumpkin spice, but what do you mean pumpkin spice? There's no spice. Pumpkin doesn't have spice. So it's like so abstract. Now, what about pumpkin spice latte coffee creamer? I'm opening up my sparkling water. A pumpkin spice latte coffee creamer does not have spice in it. And it says pumpkin at the start of it, but it is in no way, shape, or form related to pumpkin. It's 3 levels of abstract from the pumpkin. So a simulacra doesn't have to be just something that like the original is forgotten, like with the map metaphor. A simulacra could be where the reality has become so abstracted that the reality itself doesn't feel genuine. It's a hyper reality. That's from the book. I didn't read it. In the book, he suggests that we live in a hyper reality where we only learn about true reality through references. You can conceive of a person who maybe lives in a country where there are not pumpkins, but they have access to American culture, so their only reference to pumpkins is a pumpkin spice latte. While unlikely, it's not out of the realm of possibility, you know? So, what the fuck does this have to do with Shake That Ice?
This is too good.
What is the meaning of Shake That Ice? Tell me, what is the artistic integrity behind Shake That Ice? What is it doing new in novel? It's not a trick question. There's nothing new about it. For real, there's nothing. I'm so sorry, Cory. Cory, I love you, diva, love and light, peace and blessings, but like, I forgot it does that. Wait, isn't there this one? Slay. It doesn't mean anything. Why? Well, because, as I'm gonna argue, it's a copy. It's a simulacra. Example. The first talent show on Drag Race was on All Stars 2. So that's kind of like the prototype. And on All Stars 2, do you know how many of the talents were like lip syncing to an original track? It was only 2. And they weren't in the top either. They were kind of like middling. But the first talent show on a regular season of Drag Race was season 14. It was the first talent show on an original season. And out of, I think there were 15, 16 contestants. I don't remember. But out of all of them, there were only 2 people who did a lip sync to a pre-recorded track that they brought. And they both won. But really, Cornbread is kind of known as like the progenitor of the modern Drag Race talent show, bring your own track.
Cornbread is the mother taking snack. Cut crease on chips, that's Angela. You can't handle her. The next town.
She is the blueprint. It was so good. It was so funny. It was so irreverent. I don't know what the word irreverent means. It's incredible. Everyone loved Cornbread. She did such a great job. She wrote her own rap and then brought it and said, I'm gonna perform it. And it was sickening. And kind of since then, people have tried to like recreate the success of Cornbread, and here's where we're at now. So on season 14, there were 2 queens who brought an original song, right? And those were the only 2 queens that were in the top. Now, on season 17, the most recent season, out of the 14 queens that did a talent number, 12 of them brought an original track and lip synced to it like Cornbread. And the only 2 that didn't do that landed in the bottom. Bitches be copying Cornbread the same way bitches be copying Sasha Velour. It's not like Sasha Velour invented a reveal. It's not like Cornbread invented the lip syncing to an original track. That's happened for years. But what they did was kind of take inspirations from things and then create a unique artistic presentation. But here's the thing now. You have people trying to copy Cornbread. You have people trying to copy Sasha Velour. That's why you have these crazy people in Aquaria and the little pinup thing. And it's not me saying that these people aren't good artists. Aquaria is phenomenal. I'm saying that these people are trying to copy somebody who already kind of copied somebody. And it's really easy to see through when something is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. People got really mad at like all these crazy reveal cover-ups like Eureka and oh god, you saw Miss, oh, poor Asia O'Hara. And people are upset and sick and tired of people lip-syncing to an original track on Drag Race. People are bored of it.
So I'm gonna be performing an original track entitled An Original Track. So it's all about like parodying like the typical talent show performed on Drag Race.
As soon as Elle says that she's doing a parody of an original track, I am doubting my original track.
I think Irene talked about it with Katya.
And it's become very clear that what people are starting to do is lip sync to an original track. Talk about it.
It just doesn't feel genuine. Like, in order for Cornbread to showcase her art, the only way she could do that in a Drag Race sphere, for her specifically, was to make a track, write the rap to the track, and then perform it. In order for Sasha to showcase her artistry, her aesthetic, she had to do a reveal. Mama, Miss Cory King does not need to shake that ice in order to showcase who she is as a person. It's annoying to see safe numbers that don't really contribute anything. I'm sorry. Shake That Ice does not add anything to the Drag Race stratosphere. The whole performance, it's more of an ad than it is art. Like, when Cory tried to walk in with her Good Morning Kingdom.
Good morning, Kingdom. It's time to shake things up.
Shake that ice.
It was like such blatant product placement that it was kind of like hilarious. And I'm not saying that Cory King doesn't contribute anything, not at all. Cory King definitely contributes to the art of drag, and I love Cory King. It's just that Shake That Ice, bitch, that doesn't do shit. Ads and propaganda are a simulacra of art. It's a copy of art. It is appropriating art. It's appropriating aesthetics in order to shoehorn in product placement or some sort of propagandistic message. It's not real art. It's a perversion. People talk about this all the time, but like artificially forcing like memeable moments on Drag Race, like everybody wants their Miss Vanjie moment, everybody wants their Ornacia moment. It feels so detached from reality. It feels like everything is an advertisement. Everybody's trying to sell themselves. But here's the thing. Cornbread didn't brand herself as the rapping diva. She just has genius lyrics. Have you seen the Hold up. Have you seen the genius lyrics of Shake That Ice? Oh my god. Shake that ice, Cory King. Baby, you are not ready. Ooh, I had to go to my barista to get my favorite drink. Barista, a person who serves in a coffee bar. Favorite drink. This is a reference to Cory's favorite Dunkin' Donuts drink, which is a large mango pineapple refresher with green tea. Cory used to get the lemonade version, but she said it was too sweet and sugary. This is too good. Cory says this all the time. PD hit the track. There is speculation that this line does not say PD. However, it is believed to be Cory's imaginary deep. Baby, look, it goes 4. Got big black coffee in my cup. Cory is telling lies. She does not drink coffee. My body swinging side to side. Ass fat. Caffeinated paradise. Fire line. I'ma put it in an enema. This could be a reference to RuPaul going crazy whenever she has a coffee enema. It's so funny. This is camp. Mama, this is more art than anything Shake It Ice is. Shake It Ice, Shake That Ice. If you think about it, Cornbread copied a live rap performance. And I'm not saying that Cornbread isn't like I'm not like discrediting, saying like, oh, it's not a real rap performance. I'm saying that like normally a rap performance is performed live, but for the logistics of Drag Race, Cornbread just didn't do that. So Cornbread copied live performances. Cory King copied Cornbread. It's like the base, you have live music performance, right? And then you have Cornbread's performance, which is a copy of this. And then you kind of have the Drag Race original song, because Cornbread's original song became abstracted to like just the most sterile version of it, and then all these queens kept trying to do that. And then you have Cory King, who's like, well girl, I always want to do the good old Drag Race number, because the good old Drag Race number is basically what Cornbread did, and what Cornbread did is a copy of a live rap performance. Cory's just doing advertisement. The artistry of live musical performance becomes diluted, but also that's not Cory King's fault. I'm not really like dragging Cory King, I might be dragging Shake That Ice, but I'm not gonna drag her for doing it. Look, drag is hard and costs a lot of money, and especially now because it's so oversaturated, these bitches need they money. So Cory King's like, I need to make money. I'm gonna play the drag race game. I'm just gonna try and get to the next episode and have as much exposure as I can so that I can make a career off this. And that's not on Cory King. It's not on any of the queens to try and like change it or subvert it. It'd be cool if they did, but it's not on them to do that. It's on production. If production doesn't want it to feel repetitive and stale and boring, then production needs to set rules in place so that this doesn't happen. I do not blame Cory King for what she's doing. I love Cory King. I just think Shake That Ice is shit. Actually, I'm so sorry. This is a few days later. I took an edible and I'm editing and I'm listening to Shake That Ice over and over. I think I'm a fucking fan now. I still agree with what I say in the video. Is it an advertisement? Is Shake That Ice... Okay. Is Shake That Ice just an advertisement for Cory King? 1000%. But also, Petey hit that track.
I had to go in my barista.
I think it's cunt. I don't think that Cory King has an intrinsic passion for singing and song creation, and this is her way of showcasing this to a wider audience. I don't think that. Okay, still on the edible. Like, bitch, what is your talent? Your talent is singing a song in a recording booth one time. This is a talent show, and the talent you bring is your friend made a track. That's so funny. It's scarier to not play it safe, because if you don't play it safe and you try and divert from the norm, which is the good old drag race number, you might fail, and you most likely will fail. You have Willow Pill, who did well doing her thing, whatever that was, but like Irene failed, even though I thought she was hilarious. Acacia Forgot failed. Do you remember when Bob did the thing with Acacia?
She has 550 monthly listeners. Let's listen.
And, okay, look, quick rant. Plain Jane rant, everybody. Plain Jane rant. Okay, because I'm the #1 Plain Jane defender, we're gonna have to talk about Burger Finger. Burger Finger. I'm sorry, Burger Finger is cunt. And you can't tell me shit. Burger Finger is everything. Because people are like, well, it's just like a copy of Jimbo. We already saw Jimbo do that. Okay, bitch. Well, first of all, Plain Jane concocted the idea of Burger Finger before Jimbo's talent number came out. And also, okay, do I think that Plain Jane has an intrinsic desire to showcase herself through the art form of song and dance? No, I don't think she wants to be a singer like that. But I do think that Plain Jane has a unique aesthetic to her, and she wants to showcase her aesthetic sensibility. Granted, her aesthetic sensibility might be like dumb as shit. It's giant boobs, very dumb, clownery, but like also glamorous and pussy. You might not like that aesthetic, and you might think that that aesthetic is a little bit reductive. I would push back on that. I think that Plain Jane is an artist, and she's showcasing her artistic sensibilities through Burger Finger, but like Cory King is not displaying an aesthetic unique to her through the art of song and dance, through the drag race number, the lip syncing. It's an advertisement. She wants to sell shirts that say Shake That Ice. She wants people to stream her song. She wants people to say Good Morning Kingdom. It's just an advertisement. It is something that is palatable and inoffensive that she knew would at least get her on to the next. It is safe. It is watered down. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I love you, Cory. Petey, hit that track.
Ooh, I had to go to my barista.
Plain is Cory's sister. Listen to Plain talk about Cory King with Bob.
If I start a YouTube, I want it to be very like intentional and special. I don't want it to be like Cory King's content where she just throws shit at the wall and sees what sticks. And it's just like a constant outpour of like meh content. You know what I mean? And she knows this. This is not like a read. She knows what she's doing, you know what I mean? Even when she doesn't really have anything that great to like put out there, she puts shit out there anyway.
How do you say this? Because this isn't a read.
No, I'm telling you, because for her strategy is just consistency.
Cory is an entertainer, and a very good entertainer at that. I love her so much, but she's literally famous for copying other people, the Cory King cinematic universe.
やあ、調子はどう？最高なのはあなたはマイケル・ジャクソン？マイケル・ジャクソンに似てる？いいえ、準備はできた。
I What did I download? I don't know how that's not what it was. It was in English. Why is it in Why is it not? What happened?
Are you Michael Jackson?
Yes. Is she? This is look like Michael Jackson? No. I'm ready.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, that's the video I was trying to download. I don't know what happened, but I downloaded it and it was like it looked like an AI overlay or filter, and it was all in language that I do not know. Whatever. Cory's artistry, and Cory has legitimate artistry. It comes through gesture. It comes through comedic sensibility. It's not necessarily coming through like aesthetics. I'm not saying she looks bad aesthetically. I'm saying her creative outlet isn't through sewing. It's not through song and dance. And look, and I think that's okay. The world is big enough for an entertainer like Cory King, whose like kind of whole shtick is copying other people. That's fine. And if she wants to pivot, wonderful. The world is big enough for that. But people just trying to copy other people, not everybody is good at that. And it makes for boring Drag Race. Because there's a lot of queens who are doing this whole like inoffensive Cory adjacent style on Drag Race, but they don't have like the charisma or comedic chops, or they're so worried about being perceived poorly by the fans. And again, that's not me saying these queens are bad. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form. I'm saying that if you want a career after Drag Race, a lot of people take the route of trying to be palatable, of trying to be marketable, of trying to make it from week to week to week to week. And what does well? Well, they try and see something that did well before, and they try to copy that. It makes the competition and drama, the storyline, the reality aspect, it makes it boring. On the show, you need to display a talent, or you have to make good TV. After the fact, after the show, you need marketability, you need relatability, you need to have that work ethic. But on the show, that's not what you need. And it's like this thing where what makes somebody good at Drag Race doesn't necessarily make them a good drag queen, which doesn't necessarily make them good at being after Drag Race. Anyway, tangent aside, copying the success of other queens on the show in an attempt to make yourself marketable waters down the art and makes it more of an advertisement, which is a simulacra. It's a simulacra. It's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. It's not real. It's not genuine. All art is a copy of inspiration. You have inspiration. The inspiration causes you to make art. Then people copy the art, which is your own copy of how you're feeling. However, okay, I think that Drag Race itself is a simulacra. It's a copy. People forget this. I don't think people realize that Drag Race started off as a parody of America's Next Top Model and Project Runway and American Idol, these early 2000 shows. That's what it's not the search for America's Next Top Model, it's the search for America's Next Drag Superstar. It was funny to see men dressing as women to do this thing. It was a parody. But here's the thing. Modern Drag Race isn't a copy of America's Next Top Model. It isn't a copy of Project Runway. Because those don't exist anymore. They do, but not in the same way they used to exist. What Drag Race is now is a copy of the golden era of Drag Race. Drag Race had a lot of success between seasons 3 and 9. That's when the show like really found its footing, and give or take a season or so, that's when people really consider the golden years of drag, or the golden years of Drag Race. Current Drag Race is trying to copy the success of the golden era of Drag Race. But the golden era of Drag Race was a copy of a parody show, early Drag Race. And parody Drag Race was a copy of early 2000s reality TV. What was early 2000s reality TV a copy of? Well, that's a bigger question. Project Runway, America's Next Top Model, American Idol. These shows are trying to create a reality TV. It's a copy of entertainment industry, but specifically through the lens of like, entertainment's a meritocracy. Whoever does the best and whoever succeeds, whoever has the most talent is the one who is gonna succeed in life. If you are the best sewer, you will be rewarded. It's the American dream. It's rags to riches. So, you have the American Dream, early 2000s competition reality shows, parody Drag Race, the golden era of Drag Race, current Drag Race. And we don't know if the American Dream ever existed. It's like the map. We have people telling us that the American Dream is a thing, that everybody can have success. We like to think that it still exists, or at least existed at one point, but do we know? Do we know? I don't know. Very few people who succeed at Drag Race actually become stars. Very few people who are coined America's Next Drag Superstar actually become America's Next Drag Superstar. We don't even know if it exists, and we don't know if that exists. You know why? Because RuPaul wasn't really a drag superstar of the world. Like, she had her little 15 minutes of fame in the 90s, but she kind of floundered after that. So, like, the drag superstar, as we remember RuPaul to be, didn't actually exist. Drag Race is so far removed from its references that we can't even remember the references or know for certain if those references, if those source materials ever existed. You probably don't know that the tops and bottoms of the week on Drag Race is a joke. Oh, alright. Saying who's on top and who's on bottom, it's a gay joke. It's a gay joke because who's the top, who's the bottom. That only works if you're doing a gay parody of highs and lows of the week for like America's Next Top Model. Drag Race, as it exists now, is a simulacra. It's a sterile copy of what it used to be. And it's not the queens. It's not the queens. I'm not saying the queens are sterile. I'm saying that the way they present themselves on Drag Race has become stale, at least for a lot of them. And it's not because the queens are untalented, it's because, well, they want to succeed. One day, modern fans will forget the history of Drag Race. They will forget that it was a parody of America's Next Drag Superstar. It was a parody of America's Next Top Model. They'll forget about tops and bottoms. They'll forget that it's actually a thinly veiled guise to sell the propaganda of the American dream. And all they will know of drag is Shake That Ice.
Ooh, I had to go in my...
It will become the new standard, a symbol. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much. Am I saying that Shake That Ice is like the new gospel? Yes.